Most people wake up and immediately do the same few things every day. Grab their phone, rush into tasks, maybe skip nourishment, and jump straight into stress mode. It feels normal. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of these automatic morning habits slowly push the body toward faster aging. There is one morning practice that longevity researchers consistently point to as a powerful signal for long-term health. It's uncomfortable. It involves cold. And it goes against the idea that your day should start gently. Most people dismiss it the moment they hear about it. But when you understand what it does inside your body, the reaction changes. Today we'll break down why that controversial habit, along with 4 other science-backed morning behaviors, can meaningfully influence how well you age, not just how long you live. Before we get into the habits themselves, there's something crucial to understand. Your body runs on internal clocks called circadian rhythms. These rhythms control hormone release, energy production, immune activity, and even how well your cells repair daily damage. Your morning routine acts like a set of instructions to these clocks. The signals you give your body in the first hour after waking tell it when to be alert, when to conserve energy, and when to activate repair processes. When those signals are misaligned, you create friction inside your biology. When they're aligned, you stack the odds in favor of healthier aging. If you care about your health, this matters. The small decisions you make before breakfast quietly shape inflammation, metabolism, sleep quality, and long-term disease risk. Consistency in these early signals compounds over years. This isn't wellness hype. It's biology responding to patterns. Now let's start with the habit most people resist: deliberate cold exposure. Not a mildly cool splash, real cold. Brief exposure to cold water in the morning acts as a controlled stressor. In biology, small, controlled stress makes systems stronger. This principle is called hormesis. Cold exposure activates the body's stress response in a beneficial way, triggering the release of norepinephrine and other signaling molecules that help regulate inflammation and sharpen alertness. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of age-related disease, and regular cold exposure trains the body to manage inflammatory stress more efficiently. Cold also activates brown fat, a special tissue that burns energy to produce heat. More active brown fat is associated with better metabolic health and improved insulin sensitivity, both strongly linked to healthier aging. The goal isn't suffering, the goal is signaling. Even short cold finishes to a normal shower, built up gradually, create repeated signals that keep stress response systems resilient. This isn't about discipline for discipline's sake. It's about reminding your biology how to respond to challenge, a skill your body uses to protect you from long-term decline. Morning light, protein timing, and setting your biological clock. After cold exposure wakes up your nervous system, the next signal your body needs is light. Not screen light, real light. Morning light is one of the strongest cues for your circadian rhythm, the internal timing system that regulates hormones, energy levels, immune activity, and cellular repair. Within the first hour after waking, bright light tells your brain, it's daytime. This switches on alertness systems and sets the timing for everything that follows. When your eyes receive sufficient natural light early in the day, your body releases a healthy morning rise in cortisol, not the harmful stress kind, but the kind that helps you wake up, focus, and mobilize energy. This early peak allows cortisol to fall later in the day, which is essential for good sleep at night. Miss this signal repeatedly, and the rhythm drifts. Over time, poor circadian alignment is linked to worse metabolic health, higher inflammation, mood disorders, and faster biological aging. Morning light also programs your sleep for later that night. When your brain registers bright light early, it schedules melatonin release for the evening, creating a stronger sleep-wake cycle. Good sleep isn't optional for longevity. Poor sleep quality is associated with higher risk of cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, metabolic dysfunction, and immune weakness. Consistent morning light exposure strengthens the gene rhythms involved in DNA repair and cellular cleanup. In simple terms, your cells maintain themselves better when your clock is set correctly. Practically, this means stepping outside soon after waking or sitting by a bright window. On bright days, a few minutes can be enough. On darker days, longer exposure helps. Natural light is best whenever possible. Once your clock is set, the next question is what signal you send with food. Morning nutrition shapes muscle preservation and metabolic health. Sleep is a catabolic state. Your body has gone many hours without intake and breaks down some tissue to maintain blood sugar and repair processes. The first meal after waking sends a powerful message: build or continue breaking down. Protein in the morning shifts the body toward repair and maintenance. Adequate protein intake early in the day stimulates muscle protein synthesis, which becomes increasingly important as muscle loss accelerates with age. Low muscle mass later in life strongly predicts frailty, disability, and early mortality. Muscle isn't about appearance. It's a metabolic organ that controls blood sugar handling, supports mobility, and preserves independence. There's also a timing effect. Muscles appear more responsive to amino acids earlier in the day, meaning morning protein may be used more effectively for maintenance. Beyond muscle, protein stabilizes blood sugar, preventing the energy crashes that come from starting the day with refined carbohydrates alone. Stable glucose means steadier energy, better focus, and less stress on insulin regulation over time. You don't need perfection. A protein-rich breakfast, eggs, yogurt, legumes, fish, or a quality protein blend, sends the signal your body needs to protect muscle and metabolic health as you age. Movement, hydration, and building a longevity morning system. Once your nervous system is awake, your circadian clock is set by light, and your body has received the signal to preserve muscle through protein. The next step is movement. This doesn't mean punishing workouts at dawn. Longevity isn't built on extremes. It's built on repeatable signals your body can sustain for decades. After a night of low movement, blood flow slows, joints stiffen slightly, and metabolic byproducts accumulate in tissues. Gentle morning movement restores circulation, activates muscles, and primes your cardiovascular system for the day. Even 10-15 minutes of walking, light mobility, or easy bodyweight movements increases insulin sensitivity for hours. That means your body handles glucose more efficiently all day, reducing long-term metabolic stress. Morning movement also improves blood flow to the brain, supporting focus, memory, and emotional regulation. People who move earlier in the day tend to experience better mood stability and lower anxiety, likely because this aligns with natural circadian biology. Your body expects activity during daylight. When you move early, you reinforce that rhythm and support neurotransmitter balance. You don't need intensity. The goal is consistency. A brisk walk, stairs, stretching, or light strength work is enough to send the message: this body is meant to move. Over time, your physiology adapts to that signal by maintaining muscle, joint health, vascular function, and cognitive performance. The final habit is rehydration with electrolytes. After hours of sleep without fluid intake, your blood becomes slightly more concentrated. This increases cardiovascular workload and reduces cellular efficiency. Drinking water alone helps, but restoring electrolyte balance improves how effectively water enters cells. Sodium, potassium, and magnesium support nerve signaling, muscle contraction, and cellular hydration. Proper hydration in the morning supports circulation, kidney function, and cognitive performance. Even mild dehydration reduces attention, increases fatigue, and strains the cardiovascular system. Over decades, chronic underhydration subtly increases organ stress. Starting your day with water plus a small amount of electrolytes improves blood flow, supports hormone rhythms, and helps your cells function optimally from the start. When you combine these habits, something powerful happens. Cold exposure strengthens stress response systems. Light exposure aligns your internal clock. Protein preserves muscle and metabolic health. Movement reinforces cardiovascular and brain function. Hydration supports every cellular process. Each habit alone is beneficial. Together they form a biological upgrade sequence. Longevity isn't built in one dramatic action. It's built in small daily behaviors that compound over years. These practices don't just extend lifespan, they extend healthspan, the years where you remain strong, mentally sharp, and independent. The real win isn't living longer. It's staying capable while you live. The key isn't perfection, it's automation. Pick one habit first, make it automatic, then layer the next. Over time, this becomes a morning system that quietly shifts your aging trajectory. When your biology receives the same healthy signals every morning, it adapts to maintain function, resilience, and repair. This is how you age differently. Not by chasing hacks, but by aligning daily habits with how your body is designed to function.